UK, Pro Beez, once again, remember, smash that subscribe button. I'm delighted to be joined by two guys that you ain't want to run into in a dark alley, you know, on a Saturday night. Right. I'd like to introduce my guy, Mr. D Whyte in the building. First and foremost, how you doing, bro?
I'm all good, man. I'm out here, man. I'm outside, man.
Outside, man. And also, I'd like to introduce recording artist, podcaster extraordinaire, Pound Sterling. My guy, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm here. Happy to be here still.
Yeah, happy new year to the man, them. You know, it's 2021, man. New goals, new objectives.
Yeah, most definitely. Happy New Year to all. Happy New Year to you, man, as well. Blood blessings to all you lot and your families.
Yeah, Dean, just bear with me one more. We're gonna try and we're gonna ask Pounds, man, about what you've been doing, man. Obviously, look, man, no secret, the music was always on point, man. Just for the hustlers. We remember the banger. We remember the banger. Real clear, man. Matter of fact, I was listening to Before the Music. Was it Before the Music? The tape.
Money before music.
Money Before the Music. When I was doing a bit of exercise earlier, I was like, yeah, this is getting me pumped right now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Talk to us about the music, man.
Yeah, that was just the thing. At the time, yeah, the music was just something I put together at the time to kind of try and keep my people them together. Like there's a cycle of a lot of things going on where man was going in and out of jail and this, that, and the other. We were losing a lot of our circle. So I just came with a concept of if I'm doing this and the man them are coming home or whatever, and I'm saying like we're doing this instead of whatever the usual would be, that like it's a more positive kind of setup. You with me? So I kind of ended up at the forefront of it and recording and stuff and just talking about what was going on at the time and how we were living at the time and stuff. So yeah, and it gained a following quick, a cult following, but it was kind of ahead of its time kind of for what's going on.
I just remember one
like
of the
now,
freestyles.
everyone's kind of catching up and talking on the same kind of vibe. But which one? The Westwood?
The Westwood one, when you saying, I bust your head like Joey Barton. I was creasing at the time.
Just cool, no.
Man, I was like, man's going in with the football lyrics, back in the day. Crazy, man, crazy.
Yeah, we love sport, man. We're British youth, but we love sport. Like that's our thing, innit? One way or the other, we love sport.
So what's like? Obviously now, look, man, there's no secret, man. Your podcast is out there. It's banging, man. Winners Talking podcast, and I managed to see a few episodes.
Winners Talking, yeah.
It got me hooked, I ain't gonna lie to you. It got me hooked, man. And every evening now, I'm just like, let me lock into the podcast, man. There's some good topics on there.
All right, good.
Yeah,
I appreciate you saying that, bro. Yeah. Go on.
How did the podcast come about?
Same kind of thing again, really. It's just I come with a concept. I looked at what was going on, and I just thought that if I was to do a podcast, it would be a bit different. So I hooked up with my guy Doug, and yeah, just wanted to give a different perspective because I see that when there's a lot of podcasts going on, the people there might not have a certain understanding of the environments that we grow up in and the circumstances that we grow up in at times. So they're interviewing boys and men that have attained a certain level of success, but they don't understand really the circumstances they've come from at times. So I thought I'd have a better perspective on that. And also I've got a lot of relationships in certain circles, so I thought I'd be coming with a different perspective. So yeah, it's just something that I felt to do, and I'm happy to say it's going all right. For 4 months in, it's doing good. It's picking up nice.
I appreciate it, man. I know that. Look, we're going to talk a bit of boxing, man, because I know you like a bit of the boxing also as well.
Yeah, come on.
And we'll start with Dean. Guys, Ryan Garcia putting away Luke Campbell in spectacular fashion, 7 rounds. Mr. Dean Whyte, Big D, what was your immediate reaction?
It was a good fight. I felt it was good. I think it was good. The only thing I would say was I felt like Campbell fought a little bit like with the handbrakes on. A little bit, because he got the knockdown, and I felt like when he got the knockdown, he could have applied educated pressure and tried to go for the kill. He tried to be too clever. He didn't even let off no shots. When have you seen a man knock a man down and not try and absolutely do a little tee-off thing? He didn't tee off at all. He played it too safe. I felt like he should have ran at him, feinted a little bit, let him fire his shot, and then tried to start teeing off and trying to get him out of there. If that didn't work, he didn't need to go OTT, but, you know, make him understand now there's going to be a fight because, you know what I mean, you've just been dropped. Your head's probably, not totally clear. And I felt like he could have done something, but he didn't. And then after that, you can see my man just didn't respect him. My man was walking him down and just letting him have it. But I felt like it was going to go that way because he's not a fighting man. He's a boxer. He's a good boxer. He moves. He does his thing. But when the dogfight was there and the answer, the call was saying there was a dogfight, he didn't pick up the call for that dogfight. He was like, listen, buddy, I'm going to take the train. I'm going to try and do the next thing. And it didn't work out. You know, he said, I'm going to take the chain, the boxing chain. And it didn't work out. He got his ass whooped. And the funny thing is, my man was going to the body. My man was going to the body earlier in the round, and he was leaving himself open. The reason being is because he was, you know, had the air mufflers on. His hands was up here. He was leaving his body open. But I'm not gonna lie, you can see that my man was teeing off with some big shots. I felt that made him not want to fight his fight. He was too concerned about my man's power and respecting him respectfully. And in the end, he gave away everything, and he didn't bring that fire to the. Because now people are saying, oh, if he can do this to him, the fight with Lomachenko, but that was a bit more of a chess match with people. Ryan Garcia did not respect Luke Campbell, and he went out there to prove a point. And I think Luke Campbell allowed him to do that because there was times when Luke Campbell would jab, throw a left, and I felt like he could have threw a double left. Or if he threw a left and done the left to the body and then came back upstairs with a left to the head, he doesn't do that style. That's more like you get them American boys, Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, them man, they would do that. But my man would jab, throw one big left, and then wouldn't do much more. He didn't sit and try and, like, you know, have certain shot selection. I don't want to kind of belittle him because obviously he's a former gold medalist, Olympian, and, you know what I mean, he's been in and around the scene and doing his thing. But I felt like, I don't know, man, there was just a few things missing, man. I expect if Gervonta Davis fights Garcia, what I will say is Garcia is extremely fast. Them hands are like lightning. You get me? So I think that would give anyone problems, but I feel at the same time, if Tank licks them man there on the chin like my man was licking him, he ain't getting up like that.
Wow. Pounds, I mean, you saw the fight also. Would you agree with Dean or?
Yeah. No, you know what? I would co-sign. I said that to you earlier. Remember I said to you earlier, Gervonta Davis was still looking down. Because he didn't have no respect for Campbell like that. He was walking him down, and sticking it on him. I think, for real, when he dropped him, if that was one of them man there, they would have finished him off, or they would have at least continued to try and light him up. Luke Campbell, like Dean said, to me, he's a boxer. He's not a fighter. Some men are fighters, and he's not that. He's like a brick, jab, stay safe, jab, throw right hand. Whereas Garcia, if anything, he was kind of taking risk by throwing so many hands, because I'm watching that big looping left hand he throws, and I'm thinking a lot of men would throw a right straight down it and damage him, but he wasn't afraid of. He didn't see any danger in Campbell from what I saw. You understand what I'm saying? So I think Tank and them man will take him out, but Campbell, I think where he's coming towards the end of his career, and Garcia still has that, you know, like that youthful ignorance when you're a youth and like you don't know, you'll get up, you walk through it. Like, did you see like when he rocked him in the fifth, when I think he licked him in the temple and he rocked him. If you look at his face and his mentality, like he was on it. You see what I'm trying to say? He wouldn't have eased up on him if he had put him over there. Like, it's the hunger. So I think where my man's lost to who did he lose to? Linares and Lomachenko. To Linares, isn't it?
Lomachenko.
And Loma and this, that. Linares and Lomachenko, he hasn't. He's lost a little piece of himself as well with it. I feel where he might have been more on it and not be willing to kind of take a back foot. Whereas Garcia's just on it. Garcia's just like, yep, I want it bad. I'm hungry. How old is he? 22. I'm hungry. I'm gonna walk through this. I've got licked down, but I'll get up and I'll keep going. And I'm not going to wreck you. He couldn't do that to me like that. Davis won't back up from him like that and be afraid of him like that. And he's heavy-handed. If he puts him over, I think the fight will be more or less done.
Wow. Are we kind of? Is there another way to look at this and say, hold on, Ryan Garcia's first real test, right? And he's been knocked down in the second round. Is there another way to look at it and say, hold on a minute, this was his first test and he's gone down. So again, you mentioned Gervonta Davis. Is this like a sign that there's a weakness there?
Say some of that again, but I lost you, Beez. Say that again.
So yeah, no, to Dean. Is this a sign that there's a weakness, that he's been knocked down in his first real test for the first time so early?
No,
in the second round?
I wouldn't say that. Look, there might be a loophole. He dropped his right hand, they said. But what you got to bear in mind, Luke Campbell is a southpaw, so that left, what he throws, which is someone else's straight right, his straight left. But he didn't throw a straight left. He threw like an overhand, a looping shot. You know, from the southpaw start, and that's another thing. We gotta give him credit, you know, because he dismissed the myth of southpaw. You know, when a man fights southpaw, they normally got a few rounds to figure them out and do. Brother, he did not respect that southpaw hustle. He was like, "Listen, B, I am not here for this foolishness. What you are talking about?" Like you said, that youthful exuberance. You know what I'm saying? Look. He's saying, listen, forget all that. I want smoke. You want smoke. Let's bring this bacon home. You know, them man has got all that bacon and all that. You get me? So let's bring this thing. Let's get this thing cracking. And like you said, my man just started to just rain the beat down because my man started doing there's the pagans, you know, they're soon forward, you know, they're going to come. Wait, I'm sorry, but I mean, one little mad gully creeper ends. Trust me, man. They come in. Trust me, Hey, you know where I am now? It's not like, so I keep looking about. It's not for longevity. He's got me here too long as well for this guy. But anyway, sorry about that.
Sorry,
what I was saying was, as a young man with such youthful exuberance, and he's doing his thing, he just had that hunger, that desire. He knew it was his coming out party. He knew this was his opportunity, and he said, you know, it doesn't matter. Even when he jumped up, he said, I'm all right. Even in the corner when I was talking to him. And then he went out there and just had a blatant disregard and a flagrant disregard for Campbell's Olympic medal and his career so far. And he said, listen, brother, he's not fast enough. He's not young enough. He'd probably say he's not good looking enough. I'm going to whoop this motherfucking guy's ass. And he did. So we got to give him credit for that. Campbell, if you're looking at the other guys, I still think speed always kind of gives people an issue because I'm not going to lie, he's extremely fast. Timing as well sometimes beats speed. So it's gonna be interesting with the styles with those two. Tank fights at a lot of slower pace, but trust me, the shots that he fires mean bad intentions. So it's going to be a contrast of style. And then you got Devin Haney in the mix. So let's see what actually happens with these boys. But like I said, for me, credit to him. I just feel like Luke Campbell should have probably went out on his shield a bit more and gave a little bit more. He's a fighter, he's a boxer, and I feel like he tried to play it a little bit too safe. But you know, he'll come back another day, I guess.
Pounds, do you feel like Luke could have given more? I mean, that liver shot, like, people don't get up from that. So should we give him more credit?
No, that shot is a finisher. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking from before that shot was delivered. Let's talk about anything before that. That shot, that was the biscuit. I'm not talking about that shot. That shot was Roger over and out. That's what that shot was.
Okay, you're talking overall, like the mentality going into the fight.
I'll say
the mentality. He was lighting him up in that fight, you know. If you watch what was going on, when he started to let off his punches in bunches, and they were vicious thumps as well. It weren't no little thumps he was licking at times. And Campbell didn't want it. You can't say he's not it's just, you know, when he comes up to the world class, he seems to just come short. So he's up there, but now that these young dogs are coming, see the names that Dean just mentioned there, Devin Haney, Gervonta, Ryan Garcia, hungry as well, and they've got the fight in them. Whereas I think the fight's out of Luke Campbell. So I don't know if Teofimo Lopez, you know, get them names there as well. So I don't know. I don't think he's not gonna get. And I don't think he's coming back to mix with them man again. He's gonna probably come and do more UK based shows and whatever. I don't know, or he might become a gatekeeper. You know, like them gatekeepers there, where it's like a name on your record kind of thing. Every one of these man, every one of these man, he's giving them he's giving them a fight though. They all know that they've had a fight when they fight. It's not like no one threw him.
Is he
apart from my man?
No, absolutely.
Sorry, but
they did in the end, but he got knocked over first. But what you're saying though? How you see, like he got knocked down. Garcia, back to Garcia. When he got knocked down, if you check his body language and all of that, I know you asked, is it a sign of a weakness or fragility? But it's boxing, isn't it? So you might get knocked down. But when he got up, his head looked cleared pretty quick, and he was back on the job pretty sharp.
Okay. You think it's a mistake?
I just would have liked to have seen.
You think it's a mistake that he's calling?
No, sorry, I would say. No, that's what he's meant to do. He's an athlete. Listen, he's in and around that circumference of the elite boys of a generation that are up and coming now. So he needs to be in that, calling them out and doing his thing. But at the same time,
who did he call out? Who did he call out?
So I think Tank, Gervonta Davis, and Devin Haney. Did he call out Devin
Tank,
Haney?
Yeah? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he said he'll fight. He said he'll fight Devin Haney because he's the mandatory challenger now for Devin Haney's world title.
Yeah. But those fights, obviously, the zone, so that's a bit easier. But
that's a good fight.
I think Gervonta is across the street. Who's he with? He's with Al Heyman and Money Mayweather, yeah?
Yep.
There might be politics in that golden boy, the zone, trying to get that fight off the ground. It's probably easier for Devin Haney and him under the same umbrella, the zone and Matchroom, to get that fight done. And let's see what's going on, you know what I mean?
Right. Pounds, who's the best in that weight class, 135, for you?
Yo, I don't know. I'm a Tank fan from early, so I'm gonna if Loma's gone, so I'm gonna stick with Tank. I'm gonna say Tank.
You saying the same, Dean? Yeah.
No, Tank's a quality. He's a star in the making, doing his thing. But what I got to look at is there's very, very, very good quality in this generation. The bunch of people that are around now. You've got Shakur Stevenson. He's another southpaw, mad quality. They say he has striking resemblance of Mayweather, you know, in his skill set. And then you've got Teofimo Lopez went there and got rid of the boogeyman Lomachenko, who everyone was saying wouldn't be undefeated. He was the best thing since Muhammad Ali and this and all that other bullshit. And he got his ass smoked. And then you've got Devin Haney. He's a champion. I know it was through an email, but he's a champion. And all of these boys really, and then you got Garcia. These boys need to fight each other and actually see, you know, what they're about. But what it is with Garcia, he has flair,
there's a 5 or 6 in them.
Exactly. And obviously he's got all the TikTok thing. So he's like a star on Instagram with all the big following and TikTok and all that. So he's done in a sense like the Jake Paul kind of and Logan thing with all the fan base on, you know what I mean, and gonna garner that, you know, like Pretty Boy, Floyd thing, like what's the golden boy, De La Hoya, all that. Look, he's kind of gonna garner that attention, the whole of Mexico behind him and whatnot, and it's gonna be interesting to see. And he's got power, he's got speed and power. And then you've got those guys who box where they slow down fights and they'll ride the shot and counter you. He is open. He is so open though for shots. His chin is up in the air. Luke Campbell was lighting him up a little piece in there, you know, he's catching him with shots. So I feel like he's got great credentials
Yeah.
and the abilities to do good stuff, but all these guys need to kind of fight each other. Right now, the king of the pile is Lopez. He's gone out there and he's showed time and time again his power is real. But Lopez against Garcia would be interesting because he's so fast and he's got his own power. So it'd be interesting. Styles makes fights. So listen, the future's bright for the 135-pound division, and you know we got to wait and see who's going to be crowned the fully king once these boys fight each other and not one each other off the perch, and we'll see who comes out of the smoke and the smog at the top of the pile. But I mean, it's an interesting time for those boys because it'd be hard to decide who is the winner out of all of them. When you go into the fight, you're going to be like, whoa, there's reasons for him to win, or there's reasons for him to win. But like when we talk about Tank, though, he has got the deciding factor out of a lot of them, that one-punch knockout. Teofimo's got mad power as well, but Tank's got that. What he done to Santa Cruz was a madness. So, you know, we've got to look at that. Does Santa Cruz beat those boys? You know what I mean? How does Santa Cruz fare? You know what I mean? He's in and around the argument. I know he got knocked out, but he was doing good against Tank until he got his slip.
All right. So Pounds, just to kind of conclude, like we've seen Haney in action, we've seen Tank, we've seen Teofimo Lopez, we've seen Ryan Garcia. Who's been the most impressive for you?
I was very impressed by Teofimo Lopez against Loma, to be honest. But Tank, it's the way Tank snuffs, boys. It's something different. But that weight class was so you know we love a knockout. You know we love a knockout. So I try not to let that draw me too much, but you know it's not like he can't box as well. You see what I'm saying? So to me, Tank would be the most impressive, but you got to give it up to Teofimo. A lot of people didn't expect that to happen with Lomachenko, and I think he would do him again in a rematch.
All right, man. Hey,
so
look,
yes,
man.
Between them two.
Okay, cool, man. You know what, guys? We'd like to thank you for your time, man. We could go all night with this, man, but we're definitely going to do that again, man. 100%, man. Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, bro.
Pound sterling.
Anytime.
Dean White.
I
Just for the
appreciate it,
hustlers, yeah? Just for the hustlers. All right.
Yeah, big up on yourself, yeah?
Big up,
All right.